If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
I am going to take you today the specification management topic and what is required to set up a system as mentioned by one of our participants, and that how we can set up the system, what is required, what is not required. Okay, so so I hope notepad is visible for you guys. You can see that the before there are certain setup if you are working for any S4 system. We need to have an access to the Fiori tiles, and in order to work on the Fiori tiles, we need to add the role in your user profile. So it is important that we should understand when you are performing certain activities, what role is required to be added for your SAP user profile. So once you add that, then only you can see the Fiori tile where you can work on certain activities. Like in this untitled notepad, you can see that this role is mandatory and it is required to be added in your SAP user profile. From the transaction code SU01, you can directly go to backend GUI and you can add this role to your user profile, and then only you can see the uh, uh, specific tiles. So you can see now in my screen the Fiori Launchpad here.
Yes, sir.
Can you
Yes.
see? Is it visible?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So until unless you add that role in your user profile, there are two ways. Either you can go to SU01 if you have access. Generally, basis people, they will have the access of SU01, and where you can add that role. So I will show you how you can add that role. So here you can go and you can have your username available, and you can go to here roles, and you can see that all these roles should be added. So in order to work on specification or create specification, either create specification or to access a Fiori tile manage specification, you should have that role. So let's understand what role is required to be added or to be considered for for performing any specification creation, specification change, anything what is required. Okay, so for that reason only I am trying to show you here. So this is the role which I have shown you, the role administrator recipe developer role. This needs to be added, and for in order to do the raw substances, any activity, you need to add this. So you can see here this is already been added for my user, which I have done. So if you are not able to see here this tile manage specification or create specification, then you need to understand that you need to first go and check in your user profile whether that particular role is added or not. So even once you add that recipe developer relevant role, then you will able to see this manage recipe also. Okay, create recipe, manage recipe. So all relevant authorization to perform the activities will be activated for you when you want to come here in the Fiori app. Okay. So before and how this will appear, this will appear once your Fiori specialist or Fiori consultant, if they will add the catalog relevant to PLM specific Fiori application, which will come from catalog actually. So they need to set up the catalog in such a way that if you want to search here, then you can search a particular app and it will available for you. Okay. If it is not appearing here, then you need to reach out to your Fiori technical consultant and you need to ask him, I am not able to see a particular Fiori application, which when I am going and searching here, I don't see any no, Fiori tile relevant to this. Okay. Second thing, how you can personalize this app here. There are options. You can go. If somebody is not talking, please go on mute. So I think somebody is on mute. Please mute yourself. Yeah. So you can do the setup for Fiori tile. You can add the Fiori tile whatever you are working on a daily basis. So what you can do, you can go to edit home and you can create a group here. Okay. You can create a group saying that the group name you can enter here, uh, mm, training or TCS PLM. Okay. And then once you enter the group name, you can add or drag and create the link. There are two ways. You can add here the Fiori app which you want from this catalog, and this catalog, if you can't see, then there is something wrong. You need to reach out to your Fiori consultant, technical consultant, who is responsible to do the setup and make sure that all these apps are available as a part of catalog. Okay. So you can see here, like if you want to work on some application which you can see from material bomb here, and if you click here manage multi-level bomb or something, then you can click on this add to the group, and you can see that once I put a cursor there, you can see that this is directly going to be added to the group which you are creating now. Okay. So you can click here. Now it will be added to this group. So this Fiori tile you have added to this group. Okay. So similarly, if you want to add here a nutrient, which is under recipe development, nutrient is there and lot of activities you see here relevant to nutrient, you can add here uh, and click this Fiori tile to that particular group, and you can see here this has been added. Okay. So once you are done, you can go back and you can see that under training TCS PLM, you can see that whatever Fiori tiles we have added, which we are going to work on our daily basis. Okay. And then we can close it, and you can see that this group which is customized by you, which you have created, you have seen that here two Fiori app is added. So this is how you can edit the home page, and based on your requirement you can add the Fiori tiles. Okay. So I have set up a group and gave a name SAP PLM RD DMS ECM in such a way that whatever Fiori tile I am going to work, this will appear here. Okay. So in order to give you all the roles, all the relevant role with respect to specification management, recipe development, everything you can find here. And I will ping you this uh, this what do you say, these roles, and I can paste it here, so that okay, this will be for your reference. Even though there are some of the roles like BOM engineer, design engineer, development manager, these kind of roles are relevant to see the BOM related app. So this is required and this is frequently used in discrete industry. Okay. I will from the probably next session, whenever I want you to work on some exercises, I will bring up test script provided by SAP, okay, as a best practice, so that you can follow, you can find there all the roles relevant to that particular activity, so that it will be with you. You understand if something is missing, whether the role is assigned to your SAP user profile or not. Okay. Okay. So does it So, have you understood now how to do the setup of Fiori app?
That's
And
fine. Sir, one concern here, we unable to launch Fiori Launchpad. So so better the trainer means training support team can add the roles for us. So it is a
yeah,
big
definitely
activity.
they have to add role for us, and sorry for you guys, because I have told him, or you can just copy the role. I'll paste it here. Are you able to access SU01?
Yes, I able to access.
Okay, hold on. I will give you the all roles. I'll paste it here. Okay,
Okay.
and then you can add. Okay,
We just need to go add edit button and we need to copy paste it right one by
correct.
one.
You can copy and paste. Okay,
Okay.
and you filter those Z relevant roles. Whatever here Z is there, na? You
Yeah.
don't need this role. You just
Oh,
remove this Z roles. You
okay.
don't need whatever excluding Z is there. You can just copy that.
Okay.
Okay, you can do this activity on your own. No need to ask them.
Okay.
Let me remove this Z relevant thing. Yeah, I think I pasted here. You can copy and paste in any Excel. Okay, and then from that Excel you can directly go and add.
Okay. Sure.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, and like, can you provide the this one like your user ID so we'll replicate the roles if we miss anything.
Yeah, I hope whatever rules I have pasted here, that will give you access of all the app.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Like your user ID, if it is there, it will be better so we can compare the roles excluding the zeros. So
Yeah, that's fine. I'll give you, but as long as now we have to move forward for the
mm,
specification management topic, you can do it later. Actually,
okay.
yeah. Okay. So let us go to. I'll share my screen again. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you can see here that yesterday we were discussing about the specification management and data elements which is required for recipe buildings. Okay, So you can see that this is very high level specification management data elements. You can see that here listed substance, pure substance, real substance group, real substance, and here you can see that different specification type which is assigned to the specification category, and these all are part of a specification database, and example what you can see here on the page. So let me go to this sheet and let me explain you and give you uh, a definition part of it a little bit, what all these things. Okay, can you see my screen now, a notepad?
No, it's still in the PPT.
Okay, let me. So if I talk about the definition here, uh, the if I talk, let me just give you the idea about the definition of this component. Like listed substance, what is listed substance? So listed substance is a substance whose property are described in laws and literature. Like unlike real substance, listed substance cannot be manufactured. It's not meant to be manufactured, or it cannot be traded or purchased. Okay, but you can use a listed substance as a properties model for a real substance. Okay, so yeah, please remember listed substance is very lower level and it is not supposed to be traded. There will be no material assignment, but it can be used as a component of the real substance. Okay, that's why you can see the listed substance starting from here. Then pure substance. What is pure substance? Anyone can give the example of pure substance? Okay, let me explain. Pure substance are used for describing the smallest component that makes up the raw substances. So this is the simple definition of pure substance, and you can, for example, it is used to produce. I mean, this substance are newly produced by the recipe. So you can use this pure substance as a component in the recipe. So basically in the hierarchy, pure substance can be assigned to a real substance or real substance group, and you can use this pure substance in order to derive the recipe. So pure substance will also not have any material assigned to it. Okay, then real substance and real substance group. So if you talk about real substance is a substance that is physically present in the company in a normal language. If you talk, so you can assign one or more materials to one real substance based on the scenario. You can have one to one relationship between material to your real substance. So based on the scenario you can use the real substance. So this is something which is used for a finished product. So any organization are into manufacturing, they will use real substance, which is a specification type, to use a to use to create a finished product. So real substance, listed substance, pure substance, these all are different substance specification types. So this specification type are preliminary requirement to create a recipe. So we need to understand what is the significance of this specification type in order to use this. Okay. So we have real substance group. So what is real substance group? So real substance group is used to map real substance families that process the same properties. So they have similar kind of properties. So you can use to create a specification with real substance group, and you can use to map real substance families. So this is the common, very simple definition of real substance group. So you have raw substance, which is not mentioned here, but I will show you here, which is required for recipe. Okay, you can see here. Okay, I don't want to show you this slide initially only. So you can see here, here is raw. So raw substance, what you can see here is nothing but an ingredient. So in definition, simple definition, if I call it, what is raw substance? Uh, Actually, what this is a specification type. So raw substance in SAP you can use to create a specification, but you need to understand what is the use of creating a specification of a specification type raw substance, raw underscore sub. It is the specification type we will see in the system. So this specification type is used for describing a purchased or experimental material. So this specification type, if you want to use, it means that this particular specification is going to be procured from supplier, or this is something which you are purchasing, or you can use it for experimental purpose. Okay, and this is more of this is most often used as an ingredient in a recipe. Okay, the raw substance can have one or more material assigned to them. So ingredient, what you can see here, which is nothing but a raw in the terms of product master, what you can see here. So raw uh, is also a finished product, you can say, which is supplied by any supplier. So definitely it will have, it can have more than one material. So be remember, whenever you are going to create a specification of spec type raw underscore sub, you can assign the material to this raw substance specification. Okay, then you can see here there is something called stream substance. So what is stream substance? Let me show you stream substance. So here you can see these all are the master data element for recipe development, and this is the thing I am talking here, specification maintenance for different specification types. So stream substance you will see in recipe, where you can use this stream substance, which is also a spec type, and you can find in SAP, if you want to create a spec with this spec type stream substance, you can use this, which is actually store the data of an intermediate product. Suppose you are using you are creating or you are going to manufacture ice cream, and there is already ice cream base is available, or you wanted to put, you wanted to use one substance which can which can store the data, but it can be used as an intermediate product. So you can directly use this specification type stream substance in SAP in order to use in the recipe. So there will be two stages, and and it cannot be used as an output of a recipe, but you can use as an intermediate. So in between five ingredients, if you want to use a stream substance, you can use it. So there is an option in SAP where you can create a specification with spec type stream substance, and you can use, and you can call it in the recipe, you can use it in the recipe. Okay, package. So package is also a spec type, and it is, the definition of package is something, but it is used for describing the material used for enclosing the product. So basically, it can be a inner packaging, outer packaging. If you're if some organization is involved for manufacturing a liquid product, so they have the packaging called tin or can or bottle. So all this kind of packaging material will be used for liquid relevant product. So for and there are different types of packaging product, and SAP standard also it offers lot of package type. So you can see in the specification, you want to create the packaging specification, you can use a packaging specification type. Then you have allergen group. So this is what is allergens? So allergens are substances that are capable of triggering an allergic reaction. Okay. So for any food industry, it is very important that if um, if as per FDA, they need to mention or they need to highlight in the product information that if this product contains a allergic substance or something allergen substance is used for that product, so they have to mention in the product, so that it will be appear in the label. Okay. So there are two things. There are allergen and allergen group. So you can create allergens first, and then you can assign to allergen group. So you can basically you can create multiple allergens and assign to allergen group, and you can use this in a recipe. Okay. So similarly, you have diet and diet groups. So what is diet? You would have seen in many of the scenarios that whether a particular product is gluten free or not. So this is nothing but diet group or diet substance you can manage in SAP PLM. So you can create a diet specification, which is again specification type, and diet group, which is again a specification type. So hierarchy is like this. You can create a diet, multiple diet specifications, and you can assign to a diet group. So you have to do two activities. One, you have to create a diet. Another one, you have to create a diet group, which is also a specification, and you can assign. But what is the usability of these two? You can directly call in the recipe, so that if any product is gluten free, or it is vegan product or vegetarian product, so it has to be displayed in the product information as a product information. So that's why these all are necessary. So you can see the nutrient and nutrient group. So similarly, the setup you need to do here, you can create a nutrient specification, which is a nutrient is nothing but a spec type here. So you can see in SAP system, you can see the nutrient, you can see the nutrient group, which is a spec type. So these things you can see. What all nutrients in daily life you would have seen, that proteins, fat. Okay. So these all are the examples of a nutrient. Carbohydrate, all these are called nutrients, and the same thing you can create in SAP PLM system, and which is used as a nutrient composition of an ingredient. So ingredient is can be a raw material as per scenario, or and this ingredient can be used as an one of the input specification of the recipe. So we will see that how that hierarchy is. So then there are religious certificate, which is very important. Some countries, they are very particular about, they should see the halal certificate in the product, what they are going to use. So whether it meets the certain religious sentiments, so they should consume that product. So for that one, there must be a necessity that whenever any manufacturer is manufacturing a product, they should see the religious certificate attached to it. Religious certificate information should be available when they are using a product. Okay, like kosher and halal are the example of a religious certificate. Then we have genetically modified organism or and genetically modified organism groups. So these are actually genetic material. Okay, um, I mean, genetic modified ingredients are regulated in certain markets. So it is the the requirement for any food product or consumer product manufacturing company. They should comply this regulation. So they should have mention a GMO or GMO group within finished product. So that's why you can see here, this is also a kind of spec type you will see in the system. Then you see the storage loss profile, process storage. So what is this spec type? What is being used? So these specification types are basically used for formulation. So and it is basically used to define the production and storage losses relevant for certain recipe calculation. Suppose if you are manufacturing one product, and during manufacturing process there are loss of due to temperature, there is a loss of weight, or there are loss of volume of certain substance. So you need to put this kind of losses somewhere in the finished product. So how you will show in SAP PLM, you have to manage by using this process and storage loss profiles, which is again a specification type. Okay, then you have recipe properties, which is a property specification, which you will see a very uh, common recipe properties what you can see in the SAP PLM system. Okay, so and I hope this slide is visible for all of you. So in order to start the specification, you can see that we need to create a characteristic, then we need to create a class, we need to assign that characteristic to class, and then this class you need to assign to that value assignment type. And whether the value assignment type can be created a new value assignment type, or you can assign this class to the value assignment type, and then uh, you can assign this value assignment type to property tree, where under which property tree you can see this, and then finally this value assignment type should be linked to one specification type, and this specification type will be used when you create a specification. Which specification? Ingredient, nutrient, diet, allergen, which we discussed here. All this. Okay. So that's why this is a start to end. I don't want to talk this part because in module 4 we are going to talk on this, but this is end-to-end scenario what is been shown in this picture. So right now we are going to focus about characteristic to specification type, how it is linked. We can create and we can see in the system. Okay. Okay. So let me go to system. You can see my SAP screen. Can
Yes,
you
sir.
see my SAP screen? Yeah. Okay. So you can see that transaction related activities we need to perform from Fiori tiles, configuration related activities and master data relevant activities we need to always go to backend. Please be remember. Okay. So so first we are going to uh, I I am switching over between screen to I mean slide to SAP system. So please let me know if you can see the both screen or not. You can see the slide now,
Yes. Yes.
and now you can see the SAP GUI screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So I will take an example to create a characteristic and do this cycle for you, and then later on I'll give you the exercise where you can do the lab exercise on your own with your own user ID. Okay. So I will just create a class in order to create a characteristic. In order to create a characteristic, uh, you can go to a transaction CP04, and in order to create a characteristic, I'll just take one uh, zcar underscore 001, and you can click on create, and you can put a description, and you have to choose here what all characteristic you want to choose from characteristic group. If you don't want to group, you just simply leave it. And then this is important, whether if you don't want to release as first time any characteristic, then you can put in preparation, so that if you want to make any change, you can make a change. And then there are different data types for a characteristic which you have to use. Character format will take any character, alphabetic characters. If you want to use a currency format, you can take currency format. If you want to take date format, you can take date format, numeric format, time format. These all are the different data types which you will see. Where you will see in the specification, under specifications property tree, under a VAT. Okay, I will show you here in the back end itself, just to get a line. You can search the specification like this from backend. You can hit list, click on hit list, and you can go here. And if I'll pick up one real substance, so please be remember, I am showing you SAP GUI screen only, the specification. Same thing I will show you later on in Fiori app, how you can search a specification. That is even simpler than this. Okay. So here you can see this icon which shows you the property trees. So can anyone tell me this specification, what I am displaying here, 1, 2, 3, has got which type of specification I have entered here, which type of specification, and how this property tree is displaying?
The real substance.
I can't hear you.
Real substance.
Correct. So real substance spec type, this has got the relationship with the property tree. So if you are seeing under this specification, these many property trees, then yesterday I have shown you that these many property trees are already assigned to this spec type. So which we do from the SPRO configuration. Okay. So, okay, coming back here, I was saying about the characteristic. Okay, so where you will see the characteristic.
Inside the VAT.
Yes, I am just showing. I'm trying to show you. Standard only. Yes, you can see here. These all are characteristic. Okay, which is nothing but a field. and you can see that this all are mandatory field. And how you will go, how you will understand that what is the technical name of this characteristic, you can press F1. It will take you, you can enter F1 in your laptop. It will show you the characteristic technical name, what is the what is the data type it is using currently, numeric format, whether single value is allowed or multiple values are allowed. And yesterday some of our colleague has asked that how we can make the field mandatory. So here you can see that entry required. It means that this field is mandatory. Once you come here in this field, you have to enter some value there in the form of numeric format. What is the total number of character length, okay, is allowed? Maximum is 29, and if you will reach 30, then it will become the phrase related characteristic. So the maximum number of chars for this field, you can use up to 30 characters, which is allowed in for a characteristic. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you here, where you will find the characteristic. These characteristics are under this VAT. Okay, this is called VAT. What you are seeing, this is called VAT. And how to see this VAT? You can press F1 and you can see here the value assignment type. VAT is nothing but value assignment type. The name of the VAT you can see once you go and put a cursor here and press F1, you will see the technical name of that particular VAT. Okay, so under this VAT, this field, or you can say the field, technically this is a correct, these all are the characteristic which is assigned to a class, and class is assigned to a VAT. So that's why I was trying to show you here. First you create characteristic and assign to class, but before assigning you need to have a class here. Okay, so I was doing this activity here. Okay, we are creating a characteristic called zcar underscore 001. Can someone note of it? And I have selected here character format here, and I put something like 29 characters. Okay, and then I have put here single value and entry required. If I put, it will be mandatory. Okay, so I will just put here the name char01. Okay, and I have put in preparation only. Okay, and I will save it. Okay,
Saket,
now,
one query here.
yeah, let
Oh,
me complete, and then
okay.
you can ask the question later on. Okay, so so this is the characteristic we have created, and then next step we will go to create a class. In order to create a class, we have the transaction code CL02. Okay, and similarly we will create a class. This is important, class type. If you want to create a class, you need to make sure that under which class type you wanted to create a class. Okay, so for substance value assignment you have to use 100. Okay, so similarly for recipes also you have, okay, for materials also you have, for see recipes 104, and for specification 100 you can use. Okay, so always remember you use 100 so that you can use it. You can so here you need to enter the create. So we are going to create this class. We are in the process of creating this class as 01. Okay, and I am not going to release it. Okay, and simply I will save this. Okay, and let me just copy Okay, so now I am in this class and we have to assign the characteristic which we have created. So what was the characteristic we had created? Can anyone tell me?
zcar 001.
Okay. Okay. So now you can see that this characteristic is not released. So that is the significance of a characteristic or class. If you are creating, until unless you release it, you cannot do the assignment here. So system is asking us to release first. So what we will have to do, we have to go to CP04 and we have to go to change mode and we have to release this. Once it is released, you cannot change the data type format. Okay. And once it is used in many of the specification, you cannot use from configuration. You have to take up some other route, which is not suggestible and lot of data impact will be there. And you have to work day and night for that if you are working in some project. Based on my experience, I am telling you. Okay. So uh, please make sure that whether some characteristic should be phrase related characteristic or it can be uh, 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 data type characteristic or character or numeric or date. Okay, so make sure that. So here I will go to CL02 and now I go to change mode and I go to characteristic and I assign this characteristic to class. Now we don't get any of the error and it is showing that this is uh, this characteristic is assigned here. We have assigned this characteristic and now this class is still not been released. It is still in preparation. Okay. Okay. So now we have done uh, create class is create characteristic, create class we have assigned. Now we will go to create a value assignment type and then we assign this class to that value assignment type. Okay, there if someone can note down z class underscore 001, you can note down in notepad. Let me do that. Okay, and now we go to value assignment type. So these class characteristics are part of master data activity. Whenever you are working in any of the project, first thing you need to understand that how many fields or how many characteristics are in scope, how many classes are in scope. So you how many custom characteristic and classes in scope, which you need to move from one system to another system, or you need to create a data for all these things. For in order to create all this data, you need to use the different tools, whether SAP standard tool or a custom program tool. Okay, we'll come back to that. So in order to create a value assignment type, I would like to tell you yeah, you can see the settings here. So you can see here the specify value assignment type. Okay. So this specify value assignment type, it has got many value assignment type, which is starts from SAP. It is all standard. When you are working in any of the project, these all value assignment type are already will be already available in the system. But some value assignment type, custom value assignment type, you want to have within a VAT, then you need to create here by copying some this. Okay, so let us understand how this value assignment type and what is the configuration. So you can see that this is a standard value assignment type, and you want to create your own value assignment type, then you can copy from the standard. But the important thing is value assignment category. What is how many types of value assignment category is available or offered from SAP? This is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And for this for value assignment category for diet and nutrition composition is different one. Okay, so normally for composition we consider C. For normal property with class we consider A. For a node or a folder kind of thing, what you see, you consider E. So you can see here, this is a folder or a node. This is called a value assignment type. Within the property tree is type of folder or node. This this is also called a value assignment type, which is having the icon of notepad or text. So this is called a value assignment type, but with the with class normal property. Okay, so similarly for composition, when you go to composition tab and you see that this kind of value assignment type, it will be with the value assignment category as C, composition, but it will be with class. Okay, so this is the significance of the value assignment type configuration, which is required. Okay, so so I was explaining about here. So you create a value assignment type as a VAT, and then you can assign that class. But how you will assign the class? See here, this field is nothing but whatever class you have created, you can assign this. So what it will be, what it will happen, whatever characteristic you have assigned to this class, this characteristic is nothing but your field. This field will be available within the property tree under this VAT. Okay, that is the relationship. Okay, so in order to copy this, you can copy and you can make it uh, okay, and I want to assign my class which will bring my characteristic when I use this VAT under a property tree. Okay, so this value assignment category, if we wanted to bring, of course we have assigned a characteristic to the class, so we will we will have to use this normal property with class. Okay, so I have left it like this only A, and then our characteristic which we were using, sorry, our class which we were using is Z class underscore 001. So we can assign here Z class 001. So this is important. And we know that we have not released this class, then system will throw an error. It will give an error here. I will show you. Okay, so but still it will not bring the it will give an issue because we have not yet released that class. So it is important that we should release that class there. What is the, so for the time being I have entered here. Okay, what is the significance of all this user profile? This is very important because this configuration is required when you will see the usage or validity area, how it is proposing. So this can be customized. You can customize this, or you can have the different ID listing also here, or generally normally you use that prof 001. Please be remember, this is very critical when you want to use a particular value assignment type, and in the same spec type, if you are same value assignment type, if you want to use for different uses, then you have to have different setup. Okay, so here we will leave as it is, and you have to make sure that this you can you have to leave as it is, because there is a significance of all this. So I have created a VAT value assignment type by copying a standard VAT.
Saket, can you please?
This VAT should be available. So then we have to create an entry here, and if we say that it should be available under real underscore substance, then this VAT should be this VAT will be only available under that spec type. Okay, if you don't want to restrict here, then you can simply delete this, so that it will be appearing to all the spec types. Okay, if you want to restrict, you can restrict. So once I have saved, uh, so I am saving this customization to a particular transport request number, where all the configuration whatever you are doing here, or all the customization whatever you are doing here, it will get stored within that transport request number, which will help you to move from one system to another system. Okay, so I have
Saket,
created a VAT. Yes.
Rudra here. Saket, can you just explain once again this usage profile? I actually didn't get it.
Yeah, users profile is nothing but if you want to have users profile as a default, when you assign this VAT to a particular property tree, when you want to go to specification and you want to see this users profile based on the configuration in value assignment type, you will see here it is proposed. Okay.
Okay, based on the selection here, same usage profile populates in the usage field. The public regular world which you are showing it here, that is
Yeah.
configured in usage profile for that spec type.
Yeah, profile. Yeah, correct. Okay, so this we have created that VAT 001. Let me go to uh,
So in that case, for each country or each region, we have to create different spec type and we have to assign it in the usage profile. Now, suppose if I want to create for AMAT, then again I have to create a spec type and then I have to assign the usage profile for public AMAT. Is it?
yeah, yeah, not spec type, value assignment type. In
Value
that
assignment type.
particular value assignment type, you have designated, you have mentioned that profile. You can create a custom profile also. So normally in consumer product industry, they have some uses. Suppose one system is there and they are using the same VAT, but they have different validity area. Then in order to meet that requirement, you have to opt for that. You have to make sure that what profile you are going to use. So whenever you create a specification, what based on what profile it is populating your validity area.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, we will see if we will have time today. I will take you to the configuration document also, where it is mentioned about the user's profile. So we'll see that. So I was saying, so once value assignment type, as you can see here, we are done here. We have assigned the class to value assignment type. Now we will have to assign this value assignment type to the property tree. So we have to go here, property tree, here only, what you can see here. Tree like standard property tree. And if you want to insert a VAT, so I will use this, or let me use this. uh, I'll make a new entry 100. 100 100. Okay, 00 100 150 and level 3, and then I will give value assignment type. Okay, so what we are trying to do here, what was the spec? So I am trying to insert the value assignment type after this. So I need to know that what is the technical name of this value assignment type with class. So this is SAP RMS 001 class. Okay, and I am in RM standard property tree. So I will go to RM standard property tree. Where is RM standard property tree? Yeah, this one. So I'll go here, and what is the name we have seen here? What's the name? SAP RMS 1010 Okay. So after this place, we wanted to insert the value assignment type with class which we have created. So what we will do, we assign here 100. Let me take 150. That what was that our characteristic? Yes, sorry. What was our VAT? VAT name anyone? Okay. Let me just go to the VAT name because I have not noted down. Let me just go back and see the VAT name, what VAT we have created. Yeah, ZVAT 001. ZVAT 001 we have created. So we have to go to property tree. Either we can create our own property tree or we can copy from existing property tree and we can insert, we can create our own class, own VAT with class, own VAT with node, everything, and we can create a structure, whatever we want. So like this, we can copy this and we can make it GRM something. Okay. We can give the GRM something like this, and then we can test RM three. We have copied, then we have to copy all the dependent entries, and then you can see that this property tree is been created. So what we were trying to do, we were trying to create a property tree and assign that VAT. So, and before this I was trying to show you how VAT can be inserted within this property tree. As you can see that here we are 10. So we will insert after this. So what we can do, we can copy this and we can make this as a 150, and then we will assign our VAT as ZVAT 001. Now you can see that this ZVAT we have inserted here. Okay, so we have created our own property tree which is ZRMO, and we have, just a moment. I'm just trying to note down. We, when we are working on some project, we have to make sure that we note down all this. This is property tree. Okay, so we have created a property tree, and you can see that we, whatever VAT we have created, we have inserted, and this level is important. If you have not put this level then correctly, then it will not display under the property tree. Okay, for as of now, to uh, to go with the flow, I have shown that I have created our own property tree, and we have done the setup of all the VAT, and we have inserted our one newly created VAT just to show you how it will bring up there. Okay, so I have saved this, and this uh, uh, this property tree, which is your custom property tree which we have created. We have to assign this property to tree to the specification type. So we go to specification type, and we, if we want to see this property tree under that specification type, then we need to come here to this specification type, and other than all this we can enter our property tree which we have created. So you can see here ZRM test RM property tree we have created, it is displaying, and when then we can save this, so that whenever we create a specification, we can see that property tree which we have created, it will be displayed there. Okay, so I will show you now. When you create a specification, you will find the property tree there. You create a specification, and if you give the real sub specification type and authorization group all, then you should find out here that property tree which you have created, it is available. Okay, once you click on that, then you can see here this all VAT relevant to that property tree is available, and then you can see here VAT type for test, it is available here. Okay, so in order to go to the this this particular property tree VAT, system will ask you to mandatorily enter the uh, uh, enter the identification details. So identified details, as we were talking about yesterday, it can be name, number, formula, and then in case of recipe or formula, you have to choose formula. If your product is well known by a formula, then you can put the ID category as formula. If your product is known by chemical abstract services number, then you can select CES number. If your product will be known as a product name, then you can use prod name, and there will be a language. uh, if you leave, it will display as it is. And if you have a priority when you are selling to different countries, then when a product will be sold, then in which priority or which way it should show, in which language. So you can set up here, you can maintain the same same combination but with different language. First you want with English, second you want with French. If somebody, okay, 1 second, let me put D, then Germany. Okay, I will just put this in a German. I hope you can see my screen. Okay, so you can see that here priority to sort a name, system will automatically consider 1 and 2. You don't have to provide this. So you can change the priority also, which language it has to be considered. Okay, and you can see that once we have maintained the identifier, we can go to the property tree and VAT. Okay, so this VAT, whatever we have added here, the class, whatever characteristic is there, that field is not appearing here. What is the reason? Reason is we have to perform other activities also, due to which that characteristic will appear here. So let's see that. Okay, so what we will do, let us go to, can you see my screen?
Yes,
Okay. Where is that slide? Okay. Yeah. So we have completed from here to here, and then we have assigned this uh, property tree to spec type also, and then we have seen that how specification is created. Uh, so we have taken an example of real substance. So we have sorry, we have created a real substance spec type, and we have created a specification. So what we were missing, that characteristic field was not getting displayed. I mean the characteristic which is assigned to the class, that characteristic as a field was not getting displayed. So in this slide it is not there, but I would like to show you how you can bring that. Okay. So you go here and you can see here there are two things. One is set up table based value assignment, and then create new entries. So you can see here if your VAT is appearing here. Okay. What was the value assignment type? What was that? G1 001. Okay. You can see my screen in SPRO. I am there. Please confirm, because sometimes I don't know if it is appearing the right screen or not, if I am sharing the right screen or not. You are able to see the table based value assignment type configuration here.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Okay. So in order to bring that characteristic, we have to do certain activities in the configuration. We have to go and create entries, and we have to give the value assignment type here, and don't touch anything here. Okay. But before doing this, I wanted to show you here whether your VAT is available or not. This is all standard VAT. Okay. And under these VAT there are, characteristic what you can see here, the particular VAT are there, and once the table entries will be made, then you can see the characteristic also. Okay. So currently if we want to search here, you will not get that VAT underscore 001, because the entry is not been made. So in order to make the entries, we have to go here, create table based value assignment, provide our VAT, don't put any specification type, otherwise there will be double entries, one with spec type and one with VAT, and another one is in the standard also, you will see. So don't touch anything, and then just execute. Then you can see that there are 6 new entries. Okay. You are seeing that Rudra, Ramki, Anto, or anyone, you can see, right? 6 entries are created. So you can see that if you go here and you provide that VAT, you should able to see that VAT. Okay. Now you can see that new 3 entries, 6 entries are created by system. Correct. And then you can see here these characteristic is also come up. Okay. This was a characteristic which was assigned to the class, and class was assigned to the value assignment type. That's why you see here this characteristic is updated in the table based value assignment type. And in order to fix the column width, or in order to change the position, you can change like this here. Okay. And if you want to make it editable or not editable or required, you can do the setting from here. Okay. If that characteristic is phrase related characteristic, then you will see the function module. Okay. And this function module is standard, we have not done anything, and it has come on its own when we generated the entries. Okay. So this is how these VAT entries are updated in this table, and this is very important activity for related to configuration when you are working in the system. Okay. So this is how you browse, but still it will not appear. There are still one activity left out which is important. Okay. I will tell you now. if it is not appearing, okay, there is something called matchup master data which you have to run. Okay, once you run the master data, then you can see that uh, uh, characteristic field will be appearing there. Okay, so just for last spec what we had created, can anyone tell me what the spec we had created? 234, right? Okay, we can search. 243 we had created. Okay, in the 243 you can see under this VAT. So now still it is not appearing. Now you can see we are in edit mode and you can see this characteristic is appearing. Okay, but always remember, in order to, if you have created a characteristic relevant to your phrase based characteristic, then it is important to perform the last activity of configuration, which is CGCZ. Okay, this is a last activity which you need to do for your matchup master data. So any matchup value assignment type and characteristic, any activating phrases of field, these things you don't touch because this is relevant to WWI template, WWI symbols. Okay, there are something in SAP EHS, some module called Windows Word integration where you put the use the WLI template design where you wanted to put one field as a symbol. So in that case, you will tick mark all these things. So for that field, there will be a symbol created in the system. Okay. So you should not touch all this. If you are using a related characteristic, for that one also symbol should be available. So always remember these, you should perform this activity so that all matchup master data will be completed here if anything you have created. So now you can see that phrasing DG master and this for these all entries are updated. Okay, so this is part of activity last which you have to do for wherever you are working. Okay, so you can see that based on the profile, this is proposed here, and the characteristic what we had created, we had not put any kind of value. So there are different ways of getting the values. Either you maintain there or you create a characteristic which is phrase related characteristic and then put that value getting from phrase. Okay, but this is now free entry and we can put something here. Okay, so you can see that you have entered the value of this phrase. So we have seen this, how we can create a characteristic, how we have created a class, how we assign the characteristic to class, how we created a value assignment type, how we have assigned that class to value assignment type, and how we have created a property tree, our own property tree, and how we have assigned that VAT to the property tree along with the existing VAT, how we have assigned that property tree to the specification type, and hence we have created a specification which is in violet color here, one of the specification with spec type real underscore sub. Okay, so similarly, so we have completed this activity. Okay, and now these all are the part of exercises which you can create uh, a raw substance, real substance, pure substance. By using all this spec type, you can create a specification. Okay, so this is how you perform this specification activity. And if I go to Fiori app, I would like to show you from Fiori app also how you can do. You go to manage specification, how you will search. Generally, you click on go, system will show you the all search criteria based on the search date. You can search based on the settings. You can do the settings from here so that it will show you the search criteria field input here, and you can provide. You can search based on the spec type here. So the spec type you can search here real sub, so that only real sub, based on real sub you can search a specification. You can click on go, all the specification with real substance will display here. So this is how from Fiori app you can search a specification based on the different input criteria. So I have shown here as a based on the, one of the input criteria to search a specification based on spec type. Okay. So if you know the status we will discuss later, but based so you can search without any having any input, but with the date you it will display you all the specification with a specific spec type. So when you wanted to create a specification, you click on create here. Specification you click on create here. It will pop up with another screen where you will have to enter the specification type, authorization group, and then you have to provide the identifier, and then you can maintain the property tree, whatever attributes or data you want to maintain, and then you can perform that activity. So I am trying to create a specification here. Okay, by going there only you can select still. Okay, under which category you wanted to create this spec, and under which spec type this specification you want to create. And then authorization group by default all we it is showing here, but if you want to create your own authorization group, then you can do it from here. I will show you from where you can do. Okay, so you go here and put a specification master, and you can see that here authorization group is there. So now only all is there. If you want to have your custom authorization group, you can create, and you have to assign to that spec type, so that whenever you are creating a specification here, that authorization group will also get displayed here, so that only set of users can see this specification. Only set of users can only create the specification under that authorization group. But for other authorized user, they will not able to use that authorization group. Okay, once we use this, we click on continue, and then we come here, and similarly we have to use the category. I am using name, and then you can use any of the ID type. This is also configurable, and configuration is here, the ID types and ID categories. Okay, so here this all are configurable. You can customize based on your requirement. So here ID type you can assign to this particular ID type to the particular category. So you can see here formula and substance, and once you came here before this screen, you would have seen that uh, uh, the specification category we had selected as substance. So under this substance category, if you want to see a custom ID type which you can create here, then you will see here in the F4 help option. Okay, so you can create here you can maintain the data like this. Identifier is done. Then we go to property tree, and we have the option here different property tree. As you know that we had created a property tree, test RM property tree, and we have assigned to spec type real underscore sub. That's why you can see here this property tree. If you create a different specification with different spec type, there you will not able to see this property tree because it is not assigned to that spec type. Okay, so that's why you can see here I am trying to add here, so you will see. Okay, so value assignment type VAT, here you can see you can maintain the the text, because the input method to maintain this is a free text. Otherwise you can maintain the different values from characteristic itself. And characteristic class, please remember, it is a master data activity, and you have to always go to GUI and you have to maintain the values in within the characteristic. Okay, and then this is property tree view, and this is general data view. What you can see, this is a header view. So you can see here statuses. This status is important for a specification. There are different statuses, and status is configurable, and currently we are using this status is the standard status of the of SAP. Here currently it is active, so this specification is active status. You can see here active. Next status is going to be obsolete, but if you want to make this specification as active, always you would have to keep in active status mode. Okay, then there is a, and where is the configuration of statuses? I would like to show you the configuration of statuses of specification. You can check here. Okay, and yeah, you can see here this statuses. Yeah, here you can see the defined statuses for header status. So you will see that different statuses are there, and we can use for these statuses. Okay, there are different statuses, attributes and all. Okay, but always suggestible that you use the standard SAP statuses. You, so next uh, tab is material assignment. If you want to use this specification for the already existing product, then you need to know the material number, and you can assign this any material, and material you can search based on the material type or anything. Okay, so you can search like this, and material type, suppose if you are using the any material. Okay, yeah, material general. Okay, and I want to search, and I want to click on go. Okay, so let me just search on whether some material is available here. Okay, in this system there is no material available, but we can go and create a material from material is also master data activity. So we can use the mm01, and we can create a material, and we can assign that material here. Okay, so uh, we can search the material if some material is available, but currently in this system there is no material available. We can create. If somebody from SAP background, you can always go and create a material. This material creation activity is actually from consultant. Okay, they will create a material, and it will be displayed here, and you can assign the material here. Okay, and then there is uh, uh, a relationship, which is nothing but inheritance and reference relation. So which will be used to copy the specification, and you can use from existing specification, and you want to, you can use this inheritance template uh, in this tab here. And in order to do that, you need to have the template, inheritance template defined, and then you can bring the data without having double work. which is good for users, and they can bring all the properties which they wanted to copy from one spec to another spec, and then they can enter here the the specification whatever they want. So this is how you can add a specification. You can copy the attributes of that existing specification to this specification, which is 244. Okay, this is another topic which I wanted to spend at least half an hour for that topic, which is important, and which I'll do it for tomorrow's session. So I don't for the time being, I just wanted to show you that here the significance of this relationship tab. Please be remember, when you are in NetWeaver user portal or Fiori portal, you will not get the reference option, because reference option is only available in backend, and it is not available in the Fiori portal, or if you are working on NWBC portal. Okay, so only inheritance is available, and basically this relationship tab is used for copying any specification either from preceding or from proceeding. Okay, so you can use this one, and so these all are the tabs. And these properties, what you have seen already, how the property tree we have created, and how we have linked to the spec type, and then we went to create a specification, then this property trees appeared, and how we have saved this data which is required here, and then how this attribute of this specification saved with one data. Okay, now you can see that this 244 specification is been created. Okay, so now you can search the same specification by going here. Okay, so if you want to search a specification by you can see that here this specification with this status, which is still inactive, is been created. Okay, so you can search a specification from Fiori portal like this. Okay, I have shown you how to search a specification from GUI also. Always remember, you have to use Fiori portal from Fiori app only, so that the all data will be displayed properly whenever you want to search anything. Please remember, there are different technical tables which I'll bring up tomorrow. The technical tables used for SAP PLM, spec management, and recipes. Okay, so here you can see that once you click here, you will get the option, and from here only you can go to change the specification, display the specification, manage specification, and this is fast current maintenance, which is for compliance check, recipe compliance check. That we will cover it later. I don't want to talk about this one, but you can go here like this, and you will get into the screen where you want to change the specification. Okay, and you can click on properties here, and something you want to enter, some density you want to enter, something you want to enter, you can enter here. Okay, so you can enter here, you can make a change of that. Okay, you can maintain whatever you want based on your requirement. Once you maintain, then you can see that the green color check mark will appear once you have maintained. So it means that there are some values within this property tree. Okay, so property tree, if you switch over, you can switch over to this property tree. But there are common things between that property tree and this property tree. These VATs are common between this test RM property tree and the standard property tree. Okay, so this is how you can use the VAT if you want to use between two different or multiple property tree. Okay, but please be careful. If you are using at one place 1 watt, and if you are maintaining some values, then the same value will appear for the same watt in the other property tree where it has been used. So be careful. So that is why it is always suggestible, if you wanted to put the name as a generic, but the technical name should be different, so that you can avoid the double work, you can avoid the mismatch of the data. Okay. So process route, this is a big topic, and I don't want to take you here. Process route is nothing but we will discuss in engineering change management, and here you want to build a workflow scenario, workflow approval process, then you want to build a workflow and you can add here. So there are different all process together, and this is not relevant for as of now. Okay, but of course we will make use of it when we will go to engineering change management, and we will see that how change record we are using, how the workflow template creation will be done, and everything will be done. Okay, so now this specification we have changed, and now you can see that this message you will get. Okay, and this is how you perform we have discussed about the specification, we have discussed about the different tabs of the specification, we have seen the specification, how we can create from scratch characteristic, class, VAT, property tree, assignment to specification type, and these things. For tomorrow, you for your exercise, you need to create all this specific all this by using all this spec type. You need to create a specification. Okay, and I'll bring up something where you can use the exactly the data which you can use to create for your exercises. So if you can see my screen, I will sorry, you can see my screen. I hope
Mm,
it is visible.
Yes.
yes.
I will share with you this configuration document. This you can see here, my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, this configuration document is little bit old and as per EHS, but more or less you can find the path uh, and the standard things which is been updated. If you're working on any of the implementation project, you can use this configuration document, and you can use this standard things, and you can configure. This will be this here. Okay.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.